Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. I'm with Ian Tranter. Ian is a partner at JMW's Employment Law Department and is based in Manchester. Hello, Ian.
Good afternoon, Dominic.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Good, very well, thanks.
Good. So, Ian, the Prime Minister and the Chancellor have said that they don't want to extend furlough beyond the end of September, the 30th of September. That obviously places businesses in a difficult position financially. What options do businesses have?
Well, I think before addressing the legal ones, they need to look at the commercial ones, because with the gradual relaxation of the rules, obviously some businesses are going to be hitting the ground running and probably struggling to recruit staff because their businesses are almost taking off where they finished when furlough started. Others, of course, will have a much more gradual recovery, and others may never recover the sort of level of market share that they previously enjoyed. So decide whether or not you need to release staff, or you can retain and take back off furlough all the staff that you put on, or whether you might need to recruit additional staff to take up the opportunities that relaxation will present. But you need to be doing that in advance, because if you reach the decision that you can't retain all the people who you currently have on furlough, then you may as well start your processes and getting your ducks in a row in anticipation of not really being able to retain people much beyond the end of furlough.
Ian, you mentioned ducks in a row in relation to redundancy. Should employers have a process in place?
Employers don't normally have a redundancy policy off the shelf, because if someone's just starting with you on day one and you give them policies like health and safety and computer use and what have you, it's not very positive to give them a redundancy policy, because that immediately thinks that it's not an expanding business, so it sends the wrong message. As and when you need to implement a redundancy program, then you certainly need to follow a fair procedure. And most employers will follow the ACAS guidelines.
If employers get to that unenviable position where they have no choice but to make redundancies, what's your practical advice to them, Ian?
Well, firstly, I think it's very important that people feel as though they are hearing the same message as all their colleagues. So I would always recommend that if, for example, you have a workforce of 25 and you are making 5 people redundant, I would have all 25 in a room, or I'd email all 25 with the message to make sure everybody gets the same message. Because if you don't do that and you hold 25 separate meetings, you can bet that you don't say exactly the same thing to each one. And if you just make a slip, and this is an innocent one, but people will say, oh, I wasn't told that, I wasn't told that, and they immediately think they're being disadvantaged. So first thing, consistency of message. Second thing, transparency in terms of what the selection criteria are going to be. So whether you are going to include things like qualifications, skills, client connections, linguistic ability, length of service, disciplinary record, attendance record. There's any number of selection criteria you can use, provided they're all capable of objective assessment, not attitude. That's not very good, because it's a very subjective record.
Ian, it sounds like no two cases are the same. It's probably best, actually, to contact you for some bespoke advice. And if you would like to contact Ian, insideman@jmw.co.uk, or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.